So next we're
get
going
it.
to talk about My Home Hero episode 5, Are You Happy? With the deadline to find Nobuto alive quickly approaching, Tetsuo enlists the help of his wife, Kaisen, to pull one over on the Yakuza. As they work on that plan, Tetsuo meets an unexpected man at a bar.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah, that kind of hooked me back into the show at the end, but we'll get that later. So basically, the episode starts off, the last episode ended with a gunshot, and we were like, oh shit, what the fuck's happening here? Because, we're thinking, oh man, maybe Tetsuo got shot here. But it turns out that the other members of the organization that Tetsuo is kind of working with come down and they shoot that member of the rival Yakuza. And there's a really, really intense scene where I think it's Kyochi is his name.
Mm-hmm.
Is getting bullets removed from him by the head of like that minor Yakuza group. And they're making it as painful as fucking possible as punishment. And it was gruesome.
Yeah, they were fucking him up, man. That was first of all, that was a good twist to start off on. I really enjoyed that. I was thinking that somebody else shot that guy because it didn't look like Tetsuo was kind of prepared to shoot anybody. He didn't even have the gun at that time. So called that, just pointing that out there. I called that. But yeah, like he was digging around for the bullet, and he took his time with that. He twisted that thing, that little the tweezers in there pretty hard, and then he went to like staple him back up, which is, I guess, what you got to do because you can't take him to the hospital without getting some questions asked. And I think he stapled him a few too many times for that little bullet wound hole. It was kind of nuts.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't just using he was using like a DeWalt stapler you would buy at Home Depot. Like this is like industrial grade, like not at all nice. Those things have a lot more power than an actual stapler, and the staples themselves are about like an inch longer, and they really get in there. So poor, Kyochi here is getting fucked up right now.
Oh, big time, big time.
I was really surprised because my man Kyochi looked like he was on his deathbed. And this dude is like up and walking around now after having like y'all said, the most painful, agonizing surgery removal of the bullets and procedure. And that's just wild. He acted like he was about to die. I thought that it would give a little bit more dramatic tension on that, but the next episode he's just up running around basically. I'm like,
Yeah, they just told him to rub some dirt on it. That's all.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to put on a tough exterior on the boss man,
Fair enough. Fair enough. But to get further into the plot for the episode, I guess it's Tuesday because in 3 days, Tetsuo is going to get killed by the Yakuza. If they don't figure out who the murderer was or they don't find Nabuto, they're going to kill Tetsuo. So he starts trying to scheme something up. And guys, you guys want to get into that and talk about like what he had planned?
Yeah, I think before we get into that, though, we should definitely talk about the scene where Tetsuo is forced to read
oh my god, yes.
The cards, I guess, before we get onto that. So basically, they put this dead guy who Kubo shot against a tree, and they make Tetsuo sit there in front of it, and it was the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, he's sitting there like, hello, my name is Tetsuo Tuso, and I killed this man, with like the most awkward smile on his face. And then they make him throw up the peace sign and say, gotcha.
That shit was funny.
Or like, I was like, what the fuck?
It was like, say, yay.
Yeah, yay. And it was like, what the fuck, dude? This obviously looks so staged.
The peace signs of yay is what got me, bro. I was dying. I was like, bro.
That being at the end of the video. I mean, like, even if they turn that into the police, like, are the police really going to believe that? Even if Tetsuo says, yeah, I did it,
I mean, the police are owned by the Yakuza, so it don't really matter too much. They got guys on the inside.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. But yeah, that was a funny ass scene. So Tetsuo has a couple of videos out of some very embarrassing things, very incriminating things so far in the series.
I feel sorry for the man, bro. He's just trying to save his daughter.
Through it, man. He's going through it.
Oh, definitely, dude. But getting back to what Bass was saying, basically they're trying to find a way to fake a Nobuto sighting and they're gonna try and get him on a dashboard cam. And they hired their actor friend from college to come in and play the role of Nobuto, who is like a production guy in movies now. He's kind of, I don't know if he's well known or anything. He's probably pretty low budget, but he got Kaysen to help with that, and it was really funny because this dude's like, "What are my lines? Like, what do I got to do? All this." I'm like, "No, you just got to walk in front of the camera, dude." And he's like, "We should get a fucking drone, dude. This will be awesome." And they're
It,
like,
it seemed like a little bit of a racket he was running. 200,000 yen for that.
for 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, I don't think this guy's big at all. I don't think he'd be charging that or running his production company out of his van. So
Oh.
I think that's a one man show he's got going on over there. He's trying to live his dream.
He's trying to do something, bro.
I don't know what
But
he's doing. I think he's probably got a second job.
I definitely thought it was really funny though that Kaysen was like, "Hey, yo, Tabitha, remember all that money we loaned you in college that you never paid us back for? I think with interest we're straight here."
He's like, shit, don't bring that up.
He's
So
like, all right, I'll do it.
yeah, so he ends up working for free. So I guess they're trying to establish like a Nobuto sighting,
Yeah,
and
it's,
I wonder how
I
that's gonna work out.
I don't
Terribly.
really get it. We see also while this is happening, Tetsuo is over here trying to get into Nobuto's social media, um, I guess profile or whatever, trying to hack into his account. And I'm just curious, like why does he need to hack into the account if they're getting a dash cam footage of him walking by? Like, what's the purpose of that? You
I
know?
I
mean,
Go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna say it's just more evidence. I mean, the more you have, the better it is to make a case.
Right, and then as far as his long term plan of trying to set up somebody in the Yakuza and saying it's an inside job, I think it gives him more control of saying this is when he actually died. He posted then it's a video of him crossing the street. He can establish his own timeline about when Nobuto died.
So you're thinking that he's like gonna actually make a post about something random or something, and then they're gonna have this other video showing as a second evidence. I
Yeah,
thought that
some
they was gonna like pay the actor to make like a kind of video for Nobuto's social media. You see what I'm saying? That's what I thought they was
That
going.
Yeah, that'd be really challenging though, because to do that, I mean, if you post on your social media, usually it's like a selfie. It's not a picture of the back of your head.
Yep.
And
So
that's
like
why
that,
that's why I was so confused though.
yeah, I just think they're trying to just get as much evidence as they can. But I think Tetsu is digging himself a hole here because he keeps asking Hibiki all these questions, and she works for an establishment owned by the Yakuza. And
Oh yeah.
obviously, if she's getting questions like this all the time, she's gonna report that stuff back. And I think that's how we get into the next part where she tells Tetsuo that like, "Hey, Nobuto hung out at this bar." And conveniently he walks in and sits down to a very interesting man who he has a conversation with. And the man is obviously like depressed because he hasn't seen his son in a while and he's worried about him and all this kind of stuff.
Yes.
And we come to find out that, I mean, we already knew it, but that's Nobuto's father. And Tetsuo found that out for the first time after he met with him. And I think Tetsuo dug himself a massive hole because he lied about his name there and said he was actually Tabitha, who is the actor, movie production guy, whatever you want to call him. And there's no way in hell that Yoshitatsu, who is Nobuto's dad, doesn't know this stuff.
Right. I
So
mean, he's the
like,
one, doing the search for his son. He knows all the information. He's getting all this relayed back through Kubo.
Kiyoshi. Yeah, Kubo.
So
But
yeah, that's gonna trip him up eventually. And he was asking him some very pointed questions about like, parenthood and things like that. So I thought Tetsuo was gonna pick up on that. Um and then you got to see like the background distort, even though Tetsuo still doesn't really understand what's going on. He's just getting asked these what he thinks is random questions that have to do with his own situation, not realizing he's talking to the father. But what did you guys think about that scene overall?
So I really liked how the camera was moving, like panning left and right to whoever was talking. It seems like very in place with like an like early 50s detective movie with like the noir style and all that. So like I thought it was really fun. But when the camera started getting all wonky, like you were fucking tripping on mushrooms, I was like, okay, this is a little too much, man. Like, unless they slip something into Tetsuo's drink that I don't know about, like,
See,
why is he
that's
doing
what I
this?
thought. That's what I thought. I thought he was about to pass out.
I felt like that if they was gonna do something like that, they should have like focused it on only on Nobito's dad's point of view and maybe added color to it to show how he was feeling as well. Because eh, that would have made sense, but they had it uh through nobody's point of view and just showing both of them with the background just looking like you're in like a kaleidoscope or something, bro.
Tripping balls.
Yeah.
Tripping balls.
I was
Yeah,
like,
but
"Oh, no, I don't like this," but
yeah,
oh
but
well.
as smart as Tetsuo has been throughout this series so far, I thought he was immediately gonna put together. Oh, and he says to himself, even as he's walking into the bar and going to sit down, he's like, "This does not seem like a place where Kabuto would hang out." I thought he's gonna put that together. Hibiki working with the Yakuza at their establishment, and then sitting down next to somebody that is asking him very, very specific questions that are surprisingly relevant, right? So I just
Yeah.
thought he was going to pick up on that like immediately, and he didn't.
And going
Oh,
back to, like, the name situation, uh, Nobito's dad actually, kinda, he kinda calls bullshit on it after he gets up and leaves. Um, he's like, "That's weird. That doesn't seem right," or something like that. Uh,
yeah. He's just saying, like, that was a fucking lie.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
when you ask somebody their name, they don't panic normally. They normally just say their fucking name.
Yeah, definitely, man. I just so like I was kind of losing it with this show a little bit. Like it was kind of losing steam for me, but I think that
Mhm.
interaction kind of really brought it back up because I was like, all right, this is getting dragged out. But now we have some much bigger tension. I mean, this is
Oh yeah.
the head of the Yakuza division versus Tatsuo now. So this is gonna be really fun. One thing I did want to say though is that so he was trying to hack into Nobuto's email and he was trying to reset the password. And the question was, what name of your pet?
Right.
And I thought it was interesting because randomly out of the blue, Nobuto's father says the name of what sounds like a dog. And I'm like, oh, this is totally a fucking setup. Like Hibiki told him the questions he was asking, like this is totally a setup. And how is Tetsuo not
Oh,
picking up on this, Like
you think it is a setup?
100%,
Oh,
dude.
it has to be, man. She told him to go to that bar where she knows Nabuto doesn't hang out.
No, there's no naked women there. He's not going there.
Right. That was a classy establishment. That's not for him.
I never seen it as a setup. Okay, I see. That's
No, 100%,
interesting.
It just
100%, man.
seemed too convenient. It just seemed way too convenient. I think Hibiki told his father to be there when he was. Um, this is where he's going to be. I told him to go here. Ask your own questions. I couldn't get too much information out of him.
Yeah, he was asking these questions, so maybe try and lay up a little a hint or something to get him into this. That way you can pin it on him even further, I mean, everyone's on Tetsuo on this, they think he did it. Like they're just trying to get proof. So I think this will be really interesting to see how it goes now. But it added a lot more depth to what Tetsuo is going through, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, another layer. I'm
So
here for
another
it.
thing that like I was really thinking about was when he figured out that that was Nobito's dad. Tetsuo ran out of the bar, and act like he was trying to catch up with him. Like, what do you think? What do you think he's gonna do when he catches up to him if he does? Like,
I
it doesn't make sense.
I mean, if it was me, I'd be trying to backtrack on me saying somebody else's name. Obviously, like I'd be like, oh shit, I didn't realize who you were, and I'm here trying to find this information to help find your son or his killer, and I just don't want to have
That.
myself incriminated. I'm playing a little detective game here.
Yeah, that would be smart for him to do. And I also think he doesn't want Tabata to get involved in this. He doesn't want to put somebody else in danger. He already didn't want to have Kaisen involved anymore, even though she said, "Hey, you can't just do this by yourself," which I think is true. But I think he's just trying to keep himself on the straight and narrow, quote unquote.
Too late,
And,
dude.
yeah, and then also just keeping his friend, his college friend, out of trouble.
Well, you think about it too. I mean, if the Yakuza approached Tapita and are like, "What were you doing with this family?" I mean, if you were put to gunpoint, you're gonna rat him right out.
Oh, for sure.
It's either that or be dead. So like, they're gonna know what they're trying to do, and it's gonna fuck him over pretty hard. Kind of worried for him.
I mean, I don't even think it would take that. I think it would just take them just asking, "What was you doing on this day with Kaisen?" And he'd be like, "Oh, I was just she wanted me to play a part, blah blah."
And that's all he
So
needs. Yeah, he could just ask him casually.
yeah,
And
he's not that
he loves
smart.
acting. He's gonna tell them what he was doing. He's gonna be proud of what he was doing, even though it was basically nothing. He doesn't care.
Definitely, man. But I guess we're gonna have to see in the next episode. It's just cliffhanger after cliffhanger with the show, which is really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been enjoying it.